Hello YouTube, it's me Natalie again, finally with another video. I've been thinking about what kind of video to make for a while now, and I decided to make a mental health video on psychological resilience during a pandemic. My past video on how to cope with depression covers pretty much all the techniques of resiliency that I'm going to talk about. However, in this video, I figured I would make it a specific example on how to use those skills during a pandemic. So this video is just as much for me as it is to share with other people, because I feel like we could probably all use a reminder and motivation to take care of ourselves mentally and physically during these super tough times. So basically, we already know that staying mentally healthy, you have to also, tend to your physical body and eat healthy and exercise. And then also mental health techniques like maintaining a positive attitude, looking to the future, reaching out to social supports, practicing gratitude and humor, and also actions like going to therapy or doing something you enjoy or calling a friend. So I'm going to go over how I've been trying to use these techniques and how I'm going to commit to continue trying these techniques during this terrible pandemic. So first, physical health. I've been doing my best to take care of myself by exercising, eating healthy, and getting enough sleep. I've definitely had to readjust to accepting my best and just kind of doing what I can. I live in the city, so I'm not really able to go out and jog or walk as freely as I used to be. I do go for walks a lot with my mask in areas that aren't that crowded, but I haven't really been jogging because I find it's just so difficult to jog with a mask on. So I've adapted by working out indoors. My go-to exercise is just putting my headphones on and dancing with my cats. I find that it's super easy to be flexible and just kind of like do what you're comfortable with, and also it's fun. And I'm in complete control. I'm not like pushing myself to do an exercise that someone else is telling me to do. So silly dancing is definitely my go-to exercise. I've also been practicing a lot of yoga, following the Yoga with Adriene YouTube channel. I really like her channel and style of yoga. There's a lot of focus on the mindfulness part and paying attention to breath and breathing. And you also get strong and fit, obviously, doing the poses and more flexible. I like Yoga with Adriene because there's a heavy emphasis on the mindfulness part and the mental health part of yoga. The other online workout that I've discovered that I really like are the Ryan Heffington dance parties on Instagram. And if you are interested in those, I will leave some links below so you can check that out. And another thing that I've done to hold myself accountable for exercising is make plans with my mom that we're going to do the same dance workout or the same YouTube yoga video. It helps hold each other accountable and also kind of socialize in a way that we're doing something together even though we're not physically together. In terms of food's been super stressful for me during the pandemic. I live in the city, and before this I was used to going for a morning walk and grabbing, a few pieces of fresh fruit or vegetable in the morning. So I used to grab some fresh food every day, and now can't go outside every day, so it's a little harder to get fresh food. The way that I've been trying to deal with that is by ordering online using Peapod, and also there's a service called Imperfect Foods. So finding ways to order healthy food and keep it accessible in my fridge has definitely been a challenge, but there are a couple of things that I've been doing to try and get by. Also, other just little things that I've been doing to take care of my physical health. I've been really brushing my teeth and flossing a lot so that I don't have to worry about going to the dentist, hopefully, until this pandemic is over. So I've been taking good care of my teeth, which beyond being healthy, it also just mentally helps me feel like I'm taking care of myself. And I also have been taking multivitamin and my meds every day, drinking water, staying hydrated, all those things. So in terms of mental health stuff that I've been doing to try and stay psychologically resilient during the pandemic. So I'm trying to stay aware of what my stressors are. Some of my stressors are when I see people not wearing masks, or I start thinking about what if I get sick, or what if someone I know gets sick, and it makes me feel helpless and depressed and sad and low energy. So mental things that I've been doing to try to combat that. First is acceptance. Just accepting that this is the situation that I'm in and that we are all in. And there isn't much that we can do about it other than just accept that this is where we are. Another thing I've been trying to do is stay hopeful and keep reminding myself that this won't last forever. That likely we're not years away from a resolution, but more like months away. Another thing related to we're all in this together, but there are definitely some of us who are more privileged than others in the world. So practicing gratitude is definitely very helpful because there's certainly lots to be grateful for. If you have a roof over your head and food to eat, that's pretty good right now compared to a lot of people in the world. And some of the other things that I've been thinking about is I'm just grateful that pets and family, and to have support and be in a manageable situation where I don't feel totally helpless. And in terms of actions that I'm taking to feel like I'm more in control of what happens to me, I have been avoiding social situations and trying not to go out as much as possible unless I absolutely have to. I try to set up to get my food delivered and my medications delivered. I always wear my mask when I go outside, or if I have to get near another person. I make sure to wash my hands every time I come back inside. And I've been practicing a lot of mindfulness-based activities so that I can feel calmer. Another action-based thing that I've done is donating when I can. I picked City Harvest, which feeds children in New York City, and that's a way that I can not only just help, but also feel like a sense of control that I did something to help combat the situation a little bit. Okay, well, that's basically it. That was my example of how I am trying to exercise my psychological resilience during the pandemic. Hopefully this video helps to remind me to do these things and is also helpful to you. I will put links down in the description box of the resources that I've been using. And I hope you stay safe and wear your mask. And remember, we're almost out of this crazy, terrible time. Bye, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already.